Okay, we'll start with the essay on schools and enjoyable activities. Most current schools follow, so you need an article here, follow an old-fashioned educational design. I actually prefer the word approach here, an old-fashioned educational approach, where theoretical lecturing is mainstream. I'm not quite sure what you mean by theoretical lecturing. In schools, we would lecturing is usually more commonplace in universities and further education. So I would use the word teaching here. So where you could say, yes, okay, where theories and facts are more mainstream, something like that. And I say more mainstream because you need to slightly soften this, because there are different types of schools. Okay, I believe that schools should incorporate more entertainment in their curricula. Okay, that's a clear viewpoint, that's good. In this essay, I, must be capital I, will discuss this issue using examples from the University of Chicago. Okay, you've got research together. So from University of Chicago's research and Finland's educational system to provide evidence. Evidence is an uncountable noun, so delete the S. Evidence and support my argument. Don't use abbreviations in an essay, so write the and in full. Okay. Avoid all abbreviations in an IELTS essay and try and keep the style quite formal. Okay, the introduction is fine. You've led into the topic and you've given a clear viewpoint. Okay. Firstly, while education aims to prepare children for their future through subjects such as physics and math, you need an article. The learning process could be more productive by adding joy. Okay, you need an adjective there. And I don't really like the word joy. I would say by adding enjoyable activities to school. Okay. This is because these activities are proven to improve children's non-academic skills, such as persistence and social skills. Okay, you've repeated the word skills there. So you could say social abilities, or you don't have to keep repeating the word skills. Consequently, intellectual and learning abilities. Okay, you've got two separate ideas. You've got two parts to this sentence, so you do need to connect them. Just use a conjunction, such as persistence and social skills, and consequently, intellectual and learning abilities. Okay. For example, okay, research is an uncountable noun, so delete the A. For example, recent research, and I prefer the verb carried out because that's the correct verb here, carried out by the University of Chicago, has strongly connected recreational activities to academic and personal success at all ages. Okay. Therefore, the benefits of allocating time to, change your preposition, to entertaining students at schools are undeniable. Okay, that's fine. Okay, that's okay. It'd be quite good to have a date with your research, just to add a little bit more weight to it. Okay. Secondly, the new generations. Okay, I would just delete the SS. Secondly, the new generation considers regular learning institutes unattractive. Again, use the proper word here. And they tend to drop out. That's quite a strong viewpoint, actually. They tend to drop out. I don't think it's that common for students to drop out. So I think you need to soften that. You could say, and some may drop out of school. Okay. Do try and be more cautious in your claims so that they sound more convincing. Okay. This is due to. Okay, if you're going to say due to, you have to say due to the fact. So this is due to the fact that their mindset differs, you need an S, so be careful of subject-verb agreement, differs from industrial age generations, okay, from the industrial age generation, and in full, they are no longer in favour, so add in favour of sitting long hours to hear a boring lecture. You should say lesson because we're talking about schools and school-age children. Okay. Therefore, by adding more entertainment classes such as art and experimental sessions, teenagers will admire school rather than run away. Okay, not running away, rather than run away. Again, I'm not sure how many teenagers actually run away from school, so it's quite a strong claim. So, rather than running away or finding the experience uninteresting, something like that. Take Finland, for example, where games introduced as part of, I would say as part of class activities. Now again, you haven't connected these two parts. You always need to connect the parts of your sentences, connect your clauses, okay? Their educational systems become the best in the world. So take Finland, for example, where games introduced as part of classroom activities and their educational system has become the best in the world. Okay, thus the merits of adopting fun in educational facilities are very clear. Of adopting fun or entertaining activities. I would use a noun after fun there. Okay. In conclusion, while traditional schools are merely academic, including entertainment in schools has, I wouldn't say extreme, it's not the right word, I would say has significant advantages, or important advantages, but significant is the best word. There has significant advantages for students. Now I don't know what you mean in all means. Do you mean of all abilities, or do you mean of all levels? But it could be for students of all abilities. Okay. Therefore, okay, I don't like the wave here. I would say therefore the trend of fun schooling is expected to rise. That sounds quite informal in style, so I would change that a little bit. Therefore, the trend of schools incorporating enjoyable activities is expected to rise, because that just sounds more serious and the more appropriate register for an IELTS essay. So try and keep your style quite formal, or at least neutral, but avoid any informal expressions, okay? But yes, you have answered the question. You've given me a thesis statement, and you've provided a consistent argument, and you've supported it. So overall, it's a good effort. I think you could have used a bigger range of vocabulary, because remember you get points for your lexical range. So avoid repeating the same word like fun. You can find other words like enjoyable, entertaining, and always keep that in mind, because you want to show a wide vocabulary as possible in each of your piece of writing. Okay, all right, that's fine. Okay, so now let's look at the essay on reading versus enjoyable activities. It's now debatable whether reading or doing fun activities has a greater impact on children's development. In my opinion, doing enjoyable activities can help improve children's intellectual skills, such as creativity. Okay, in this essay, capital I, will discuss this issue using examples from computer games, full spelling and art to demonstrate points and support my argument. Okay, write out the and in full. Yeah, this is fine, but you only mention creativity. Now, if you look at the essay title, it's saying enjoyable activities can develop better skills and more creativity. So I think you need to widen this a little bit. You've only really spoken about creativity throughout this essay. But remember to always, when you're writing your introduction, always look carefully at the essay title and even paraphrase it in your thesis statement to make sure you're fully answering the question. So I think you needed to widen your scope in this essay. Okay, so for example, you could have in your sentence, in my opinion, doing enjoyable activities can help improve children's, you could say, cognitive skills such as creativity and spatial awareness. Okay, that's just an example, but some other skill, okay, other than creativity. Okay. Right, so firstly, while reading can greatly improve children's cognitive skills, active skills, okay, here you are talking about spatial awareness, so that's good. So mention that in your introduction, okay. Active skills such as spatial awareness and decision making can only be enhanced through playing games. Okay, that's good. This is because these games have, okay, this is subject-verb agreement, so this is because these games have been proven to play an important role in young people's, so you'd have to have an apostrophe, in young people's intelligence. I think you need to say here has been proven to play an important role in developing young people's mental skills. I think that's better than intelligence. Okay, and can learn, and can teach them abilities that are lacking with reading alone. I think you need to put an alone there, okay, because obviously reading does have benefits. Right, so for example, a study, again I would use the verb carried out, and it should be the UK. A study carried out in the UK. It would be very useful to have a date when you're giving research, and your references include dates or a time frame. Okay. So a study carried out in the UK indicated that children who spend around 1 hour, write the word out in full, a day playing PlayStation have shown greater results in, you need a pronoun here, in their IQ tests, plural, okay, because you're talking about children. So it results in their IQ tests than those who do not. Okay, fine. Therefore, okay, remember, capital letter, new sentence. So therefore, the value of entertaining activities, make that plural, is very clear. I think just, it's good you've got a concluding sentence there, but you could say, therefore, the value of incorporating entertaining activities in the classroom or to the curriculum is very clear. Okay, that just makes the sentence have a bit more weight. Okay, concluding sentences are quite important. When we look at a paragraph, we tend to look at the topic sentence, which introduces your subject at the beginning of the paragraph, and then for a nice clear concluding sentence. Okay. Alright, secondly, recreational activities such as painting and writing full, such as painting and playing music, are more beneficial to, I would say, to encouraging, you need a verb there, are more beneficial to encouraging children's creativity than reading, than just reading. Okay, that's fine. Capital letter this, T, capital T, so this is due. Okay, delete that. You've got a choice with due. You can say this is due to the fact that, or you can say this is due to these activities being well known. So you can use the gerund construction, which I think works well here. So this is due to the fact that these activities, this is due to these activities being well known to stimulate, delete the S, you just got an infinitive, so to stimulate an adolescent's brain. Remember, if you've got a singular countable noun, you need an article, so an adolescent's brain, through visual and sound sensories. Good. And therefore increase creativity. Okay, that's fine. But again, I think you're just focusing on the creativity, but I would say therefore increase creativity and other cognitive skills. Okay. Full stop, you need a new sentence. And research is an uncountable noun, so delete the A. So in research, carried out by. Okay, try and learn that as a phrase because it sounds much better than done in. Okay, so in research carried out by the University of Chicago, children who spend a few hours a week. Remember, few hours actually means very, very little, whereas a few means some. So the article makes a big difference to the meaning there. So be careful of that. So children who spend a few hours a week in an art studio. Again, you've got a singular uncountable noun, studio, so you need an article. So a few hours a week in an art studio. And I would say to do fun drawings and use colours. Try and keep your, when you connect two ideas together, keep the same grammatical forms. So to do fun drawings and use colours are expected to be more successful in their future. Okay. To conclude, although reading is a well-known method for the younger generations, and I wouldn't use the word evolution, I think the younger generations development would be good. Joyful activities such as playing games and artistic tasks, okay, you've got applause, so it should be have far more advantages in terms, you need an S there, in terms of personal skills, and I would say in terms of personal skills and the encouraging of imagination. Okay. Therefore, capital T, be careful of your punctuation. So therefore, the importance of these activities should be considered. Again, I think you need to, because this is your concluding sentence, your whole essay is quite short, so you need to be very clear. So therefore the importance of including entertaining activities in the classroom should be considered, okay, to add weight to your final sentence, okay. Yes, overall it's fine. I think you did very much focus on creativity, which is fine. That is part of the question. But remember, the essay title did include other skills, and you do mention them in one of your paragraphs. But make sure you mention that in your introduction and your conclusion, so that it's very clear to the reader that you are fulfilling the task. Because remember, you get marks for task fulfillment, which means answering the question fully. Okay, you do answer the question, but I just want you to make sure you endorse that in your introduction and conclusion. Okay. Generally, in terms of grammar, be very careful of articles, a, an, and the. Think about the rules for when we use them. Avoid abbreviations. And I think you could have found a few more synonyms to avoid repeating the same words. Like joyful, you've used that word a few times. There are lots of synonyms for that. So always keep that in mind. Try and use as wide a vocabulary as you can so that you can get extra marks. Okay? But overall, well done. You have answered the question.